My first equation, you can't really tell that's an equal sign in the middle, so would you please make sure it's obvious? It should be 3 times the quantity x minus x plus 6 is equal to 5 times the quantity x minus 4. So you can do the work on your desk. Desavion, do you see distribution? Yes, I saw you did distribution, right? So we're going to distribute first. We're going to do each side separately. 3 times x is 3x. Wow, my marker is not being good today. Let's do this. Okay, 3x. And 3 times 6, guys? 18. So just like you've done before, we're still distributing the exact same way. My marker is being really funny today. Wow. Hold on. 3x plus 18. Wow. A little bit better. Yeah, 5x minus 20. Because 5 times negative 4. Wow, what is going on today? Okay, you know what that should say. 3x plus 18 equals 5x minus 20. We do each thing of distribution separately. Now it's the equation that we did like yesterday, where we have variables on both sides. We need to isolate. So we need to either move the 3x or move the 5x. Which one do you guys want to do? 3x, okay. Because then I'll end up with a positive. Right now, 3x is being added because it's positive, so how do I get rid of it? Minus, subtract, negative. All those things are right. So we're going to subtract 3x to both sides. And the 3x minus 3x would cancel out. And we're going to rewrite. So it's 18 is equal to 5 minus 3, 2x. Minus 20. That's a two-step equation. Would you please solve that on your own? Add 20. And divide by 2. So 19 would be equal to x. So this should say 3 plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 7 times x plus 5. Fix it. Go ahead and draw your brick wall down the middle. First thing we check for is if we can simplify. Do you guys see distribution? Yes. On the right-hand side, you see some distribution. So you're going to take care of the distribution. Let's do that first. So on the right-hand side, I distribute the 7. So 7 times x would be 7x. And 7 times 5 is 35. You guys know how to do distribution. We've been doing it for weeks now. Tyler, do you see like terms?
Yes.
Where?
3 and the negative 6.
Right, on the left-hand side, you see like terms. So now that we've distributed, we're going to combine our like terms. 3 and negative 6. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3.
Yep.
So now I rewrite the left side, negative 3 plus 5x. Now it's an equation like we did yesterday. This time we're going to move the 7. The 7x is positive, so Zachary, how do I move it? So since the 7x is positive, how do I move it?
Oh, minus 7x.
Yeah. And let's rewrite it again. So negative 3 minus 2x is equal to 35. Because we're going to add 3. And divide by negative 2. Remember, it's not subtraction, it's multiplication, so you have to undo it with division.
It's condition.
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 So we're going to start by drawing our brick wall down the middle. And I'm going to change 0.5, so I'm going to change 1/2 to 0.5. And that's multiplied by 4t minus 6. And that's still equal to 2t. Okay, now I'm going to distribute the 0.5, so I'm taking half of 4t, which would have to be 2t, and I'm taking half of negative 6, which would be negative 3. And we bring down the 2t, because it hasn't changed, and there's nothing to simplify. Now I look at my equation, it's as simple as it gets. I need to isolate and get my variables on the same side. I'm going to take away from the left-hand side, because if I take away from the right, I would have nothing left. So I'm going to subtract 2t because it's positive, and I have to do the opposite when I'm solving equations. Now 2t minus 2t on the left cancels out. Let's draw a new line, because we just did a step. On the right-hand side, 2t minus 2t is 0. Instead of just canceling out, I have to put something there, so I have to put 0. Now I bring down the negative 3, because that's what's left. The problem with this equation is that negative 3 is not equal to 0, so we put a slash through the equal sign. You're not getting an answer for x, and so what you have to say is no solutions. No solutions is your final answer, because this equation was false. Next problem, draw your brick line, and we first look for anything we can simplify. I can multiply negative 2 and distribute that out. That would be negative 4 plus, let's see, negative 2 times negative 5 is 10, positive 10. So positive 10m. Now I bring down what I have on the left because there's nothing to simplify. If you look at this right now, it's kind of interesting because it's actually the same thing on the both sides. So let's see what happens. I'm going to solve like normal. I need to isolate and get my variables on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 10m from the left because it's positive, and do the same thing to the right. 10m minus 10m cancels out, goes to 0. 10m minus 10m cancels out and goes to 0. So all you're left with is negative 4 is equal to negative 4. This is different from the last one. This is true. Negative 4 is the same thing as negative 4, but it's not a regular answer. Normally we get like x equals 2. We don't have that here, and we say infinite solutions if we end up with something like this.
Was there a... I don't see it.
Welcome. So infinite solutions is your final answer because you have the same thing on both sides. Negative 4 equals negative 4. That's a true statement, so you say infinite solutions, which means that any number you put in for m would work. So those are the two new kinds of equations we've talked about today. They're a little bit different. They're special cases. No solutions if it's false, infinite solutions if it's true.